You see Bitcoin hit an all-time high. Everyone's talking about it. Your group chat is exploding. Your coworker just made $10,000 and suddenly you feel it. That burning sensation in your chest. That voice screaming, I need to get in before it's too late. That's not intuition. That's FOMO. And it's about to cost you everything. FOMO, fear of missing out, is the single most expensive emotion in investing. It makes rational people do irrational things. Buy at the top. Panic, sell at the bottom, chase every hot stock, and lose money consistently. Here's the pattern. An asset goes up. You ignore it. It goes up more. You notice it goes up even more. Now you're paying attention. Then it explodes. Everyone's making money except you. You can't take it anymore. You buy. And that's the exact moment it crashes. This isn't bad luck. This is psychology. And until you understand why your brain does this, you'll keep repeating the same mistake. FOMO isn't just anxiety, it's a neurological response. When you see others gaining something you're not, your brain activates the same regions associated with physical pain. Missing out literally hurts. FOMO is driven by 3 psychological forces working together. First, social comparison. Humans constantly measure themselves against others. When your friend posts about their gains, your brain doesn't process it neutrally. It interprets it as, they're winning, you're losing. This triggers stress and urgency. Second, loss aversion. We discussed this in another video, but here's the specific application. Your brain hates missing gains more than it fears actual losses. The pain of watching others profit while you sit out feels worse than the pain of losing money you already have. So you jump in to avoid that pain. Third, recency bias. Your brain overweights recent information. Bitcoin was $5,000 last year. Doesn't matter. What matters is it's $60,000 today, and your neighbor just bought a Tesla with his profits. Recent spectacular gains hijack your rational thinking. These 3 forces combine into a perfect storm. Social comparison creates jealousy. Loss aversion creates urgency. Recency bias creates the illusion that gains will continue forever. And that's when you buy. This is the psychology. But here's what makes FOMO truly dangerous. It follows a predictable pattern that destroys wealth. Every FOMO-driven investment follows the same 5 stages. Stage 1, early accumulation. Smart money buys when nobody cares. The asset is cheap. There's no hype or news coverage. Just fundamentals and patience. You're not paying attention yet. Stage 2, public awareness. The asset starts moving, a few people notice, some early news articles. Your friend mentions it in passing. You think, interesting, but not interesting enough to act. Stage 3, enthusiasm. Now it's really moving, up 20%, then 30%, then 50%. News coverage increases, social media lights up. Your friend is posting screenshots of their gains. You think, maybe I should look into this. Stage 4, euphoria. This is where FOMO peaks. The asset has doubled, tripled. Everyone you know is in. Your barber is giving stock tips. Strangers on Twitter are retiring early. FOMO is unbearable. The voice in your head screams, get in now before you miss out completely. You buy at the top with euphoria at maximum. Stage 5, panic and capitulation. 2 weeks later, it crashes. Down 20%, then 30%, then 50%. The same people who told you to buy are now panicking. You hold through the pain because selling means admitting you were wrong. But eventually, you can't take it anymore. You sell. At the bottom, you bought high, you sold low. FOMO won. This pattern repeats endlessly. .com bubble, housing crisis, Bitcoin. Every single time, FOMO drives retail investors to buy at the exact worst moment. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Intelligence doesn't protect you from FOMO. Doctors, engineers, lawyers. They fall for it. Why? Because FOMO bypasses the rational brain. When you see others profiting, your emotional brain takes over. The prefrontal cortex, the part that thinks logically, shuts down. The amygdala, the part that processes fear and emotion, takes control. You're not thinking anymore, you're reacting. This is why you can know intellectually that buying at all-time highs is stupid and still do it anyway. Knowledge isn't enough. Emotion overrides knowledge. And here's what makes it worse. FOMO is self-reinforcing. The more you resist, the more painful it becomes. Every day you're not in feels like a day you're losing money. The pressure builds until you break. This is why even experienced investors fall for it. They know better. They've been burned before. But FOMO doesn't care what you know. It cares what you feel. Okay, so FOMO is powerful, universal, and bypasses rational thinking. Great, so what do you actually do about it? Beating FOMO isn't about willpower, it's about systems. Here are 5 strategies that actually work. Strategy 1, set rules before emotion arrives. Decide right now, when you're calm, what you'll do when FOMO hits. Write it down. Example, I will never buy an asset that has doubled in the past month. Or, I will never invest based on group chat hype. The key is, rules made in calm override impulses made in panic. Strategy 2, invert the question. When you feel FOMO, ask this. Who am I buying from? Someone is selling to you at this price. Why? If the answer is because they think it's going down, that should terrify you. You're the exit liquidity for smart money. Strategy 3, wait 72 hours. FOMO creates urgency. Counter it with forced patience. When you feel the urge to buy, make a rule. Wait 3 days. If the opportunity is still there in 72 hours, maybe it's real. But usually, the urgency evaporates, and you realize it was just emotion. Strategy 4, track FOMO mistakes. Every time you buy something because of FOMO, write it down. Track the price you bought. Track what happens next. When you see your own pattern of buying high and selling low documented in black and white, it becomes harder to repeat. Strategy 5, accept that you will miss out. This is the hardest one. There will always be an asset that goes up without you. Someone will always make money you didn't make. That's not failure, that's investing. The goal isn't to catch every opportunity. The goal is to avoid catastrophic mistakes. Missing out on gains is fine. Losing your capital is not. Warren Buffett missed the entire tech boom. He's doing fine. You can miss things too. Here's what nobody tells you about FOMO. The people making life-changing money aren't the ones chasing FOMO. They're the ones creating it. FOMO isn't a strategy for making money. It's the strategy for losing it. Real wealth comes from buying when everyone is fearful, or to holding when everyone is bored, and selling when everyone is greedy. That's the opposite of FOMO. That's discipline, and discipline beats emotion every single time. If this video saved you from one bad FOMO decision, it paid for itself. Hit that subscribe button. I break down the psychology of money, investing, and decision-making every single week. Drop a comment. What's the worst FOMO mistake you've ever made? And if you want to understand more psychological traps in investing, watch my video on why 90% of day traders lose money. It connects directly to this. Thanks for watching. Stay disciplined. I'll see you in the next one.